Welcome to the American Institute of Healthcare Professionals Videogram on Intermittent Explosive Disorder, which is an anger-based disorder. It's an emotional disturbance in how one processes emotion, in particular rage. Now, anger as a natural emotion is not bad in itself. Anger is something that is a result usually to something that is wrong in the world, an injustice, or something that is not good for the individual. So the response is anger. But when it becomes uncontrollable at random times, it becomes a disorder. And in particular, not just losing your temper, but a disorder in the fact that it leads to an uncontrollable situation due to the feelings that emerge from within inside. So when these types of anger become out of control, it can lead to abuse and also a multitude of various crimes. And many individuals that find themselves in prison have this type of anger disorder. Now, while we can never justify anger, illicit anger, that is, towards other individuals, these types of disorders and what makes them tick can help us better understand and help individuals with anger disorders. So intermittent explosive disorder, according to the DSM-5, must have a verbal or physical outburst at least twice a week for over a 3-month period. And the outbursts must be disproportionate to the situation itself. So those with IED have a low tolerance for frustration. And other than that, they appear normal. But when frustration sets in or a struggle sets in, they have no control. Their heart rate increases and they simply explode over the situation. Following it, though, there is usually an extreme case of remorse or guilt following this type of behavior. Causes and treatment of IED. Well, first of all, there is usually something within the family history, a genetic story to tell. There's usually an abnormal levels of serotonin or dopamine as neural transmitters. Can also be set off through early childhood trauma, abuse, exposure to violent behavior, and an unstable childhood environment within itself. Treatments include mood stabilizers and medications that better balance serotonin and dopamine neural transmitters, such as SSRIs. Also, when one is medicated, cognitive behavioral therapy can help the individual restructure their feelings and go back and think about better ways to handle stress and anger when it occurs. So anger management and support groups play key roles in helping individuals better understand why they are getting angry. So treatment and understanding is very important. Once diagnosed with it, one must adjust their life for the safety and peace of loved ones around them. Also, those who live with an individual with this type of anger disorder, they need to be educated. They need to know that they need to set boundaries with these individuals, practice self-care, and demand treatment. An individual cannot go untreated. That will lead to nothing but sadness, abuse, and possible calls to the police for intervention with law enforcement itself. So anger or any disorder is never a valid excuse to demean someone, to abuse someone, to assault someone. It's not a free ticket to be a bad person. One must then take accountability for any disorder, no matter what, especially with anger, and ensure that they receive the proper treatment to ensure that one does not disrespect or hurt those that they love. So if you feel that you are an individual who has this particular type of disorder, it's very important to receive the treatment you need to balance your neurotransmitters and also to go through the cognitive therapies that help evaluate how to better manage oneself when stressors emerge or anger. And of course, if you're an individual being subjected to this type of disorder, it's important to understand it, but it's also important to protect oneself and to, if necessary, separate yourself until the person receives the treatment that they need and that they are, again, safe to be around within itself. AIHCP offers an anger management specialist certification. The link is below. Our phone number is 330-652-7776, and our email is info@aihcp.org. I'd like to thank you for listening and have a good day.